Reading, writing, fill in the blanks. I myself have taught you grammar. I myself have taught you collocation. I myself have taught you all the tips and tricks, strategies, shortcuts, whatnot, etc., etc., etc. But still, people get low scores because there is one missing link, and the missing link is called implementation. You know all the things, but you fail to implement. As a result, marks will go down. But in this video, I'm just focusing mainly on this implementation part with a test for 30 marks, the ultimate reading, writing, fill in the blanks challenge of 30 marks. So let's see how much marks you get out of 30 so that you understand what is the missing link, how to fix it, and lot more things. To make most out of this video, make sure you watch the video till the end. Hey everybody, Nakul from SKILLS PTE Academic. Really hope everybody is doing fantastic. I'm back with yet another super awesome power-packed video on reading, writing, fill in the blanks, where a lot of people have troubles. And today I'm going to talk more about the missing link called the implementation. We also have a test, the ultimate challenge, the ultimate practice, a test of 30 marks, 6 questions. I'm also going to talk about how to implement them, what is the strategy, where people go wrong, why people go wrong, and a lot many things. This video is going to be a little lengthy, but this will sum up each and everything as to why the scores go down and how to fix them. Before we get into the video, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button, and anytime you need online assistance, it's a paid assistance, you can check the information in the description of this video. We have given the WhatsApp link. You can click on the link or text us in the WhatsApp. I'll be there, we will be there to help you, guide you in the right direction. Alright, without further delay, let's straight away get into the video. I've told grammar in many parts of the video. I've told about collocations. Recently, I made 6-hour full course which has got everything that you need. Today, this probably is a shorter version of the 6-hour full course video. 6-hour full course video, if not yet checked, kindly do check the video and then come back here. Here you've got some new questions to deal with. So like I told you, I've already talked about grammar, collocation, tips and tricks, strategies, shortcuts in many different videos. Yet people get low score because there is a missing link called implementation. So today we will study this implementation, understand why people make mistakes, where people go wrong, why the mistakes, how to fix, and everything. So today I've got a test, direct test. Total 30 marks. Out of 30, I would need 26 and above if you need 79, 21 and above if you need 65, 18 and above if you need 58, or 15 and above if you need 50. All the questions are purely based on reading, writing, fill in the blanks. I'm going to add a timer on the bottom right. You have to finish before the timer ends, and once the timer ends, I'm going to come back and show you how to do it, how to basically implement. I'm going to also talk about all the grammar things. Today we have covered apostrophes, tenses, articles, passive voice, active voice, collocations, everything but through implementation part. I hope you get up for this. Let's start with the very question, first question, and one start. Please end the video the way you started. Don't leave in the middle. Let's continue with the commitment that I'm gonna complete this test and then see how much I've got. Don't stop in the middle. All right, let's start. The very first question, I'm gonna add a timer on the bottom right. See, the questions are quite lengthy, so what I have done, I've just divided them into two. The next question also is a continuation of this Stone Age. So I'm gonna add a 2-minute timer for this. Once 2-minute timer is done, I'm gonna explain you, and then we go to the rest of the question of this part in the next slide, which has 6 questions, 6 blanks. The very first question, 2-minute timer. Here you go. Ready. All right, I really hope you have solved it. One of the tricky questions, isn't it? So here, who, whose, whom, when. Okay, very simple thing. I've got this thing right over here. Let's understand this statement. Ram killed Ravan. Hope you're able to see this clearly. Ram killed Ravan. That's a statement. Now, if you want to ask a question wherein this person is the answer, then you will say, who killed Ram? Isn't it? If you want to question in a way wherein this person, the second person who comes later, the subject, object is the answer, then you'll say, whom did Ram kill? Then when will this whose comes? Whenever there is a possession, meaning whenever there is this apostrophe. This is Ram's car. Whose car is this? That is where you don't say whom or who. Whose is a possession, something that belongs to someone. So now with this knowledge, let's understand right over here. Stone Age, characterized by the creation and use of stone tools. The Stone Age dash origin, the origin of the Stone Age. Stone Age's origin. So Stone Age, whose origin? It's a possession. Hope you are getting it. It's a very simple technique, very simple concept. This is how you implement it. Who is for subject, whom is for object, whose is for the possession, subject's possession. Okay. Now, whenever there is a comma, be very careful. This comma ends probably here. So you need to understand this very clearly. The Stone Age, whose origin coincides with the discovery of the oldest known tools, which is for these tools, whose origin coincides with the discovery of the oldest known stone tools, which the stone tools, plural, have been. They have, he has. Is, was, cannot come because it's tools. They are, they were, they have. He has, she has, it has. Have is for plural, so have has to come. This which is for stone tools. Now pay more attention. Which have been dated to some 3.3 million years ago. Now Stone Age, imagine this and this is not there. Stone Age dash usually divided. Stone Age has divided. He has eaten, means he is doing an action. Stone Age has done. No, Stone Age is divided by someone. Stone Age is usually divided into 3 separate periods. This based on the degree of fashioning, sophistication or something. It's a simple straightforward one. The first is whose, second is, third is, second is have, whose, is based on. Keep a track of the mistakes you have done. Now we go to the second question, which is the continuation of this. So now I'm going to add, this is the continuation of the previous question. I'm going to add a timer of 3 minutes. There are 6 blanks. 3 minutes is definitely fine. Try doing it in less time possible. Don't get habituated to doing in 5 minutes or 6 minutes. 3 minutes, I'm telling you, it's definitely possible. Post 3 minutes, I'm going to come back and show you how to do it. Ready? So it's a straightforward question, not that tricky. Probably people struggle here, here, maybe. I think that's only two were difficult. All right, so let's now understand the implementation part. After is, was, are, were, am. Ed comes, ing comes. Ed will come in the passive voice, ing will come in the active voice. So if you see Paleolithic archaeology, this is dealing with or concerned with means this deals with. This section is concerned with teaching you the missing link called implementation. The same way Paleolithic archaeology is concerned. I have a concern for you, that concern is different. This session is concerned with means this session talks about this. Okay, is concerned with is a collocation, this with is a word. After is, yes will not come. After is, just directly verb. He is eat, it is eat, it is eaten. Looking is not going well with that. So now pay more attention for the second question, second blank. Archaeology is concerned with the origins and development of early human culture from, whenever you use the word from the first appearance of human beings to has to come. Where is this to, which is blah 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 have occurred sometime, and about, and is there. Between Ram and Lakshman, between this place and this place. Between will have this and, from will have this to, at and appearing is not fitting in. So is concerned with the origin and development of early human culture between the first appearance of human beings. The appearance of human beings appeared as someone. Appearance as, appear as is a collocation. So now this is the implementation of collocation. You have learnt all the collocations. Or this appears as this, you would have read it, you would have memorized it. Here you may have failed to implement it. Appearance of human beings as a tool using mammals, which is believed to have occurred sometime before 3.3 million years ago, which is believed to have occurred. Again a collocation, which is presumed to have occurred, which is processed to have occurred is wrong, which is believed to have occurred sometimes before 3.3 million years ago. This is a blank, sorry, this is a bracket. Pay more attention, this to this, you just remove. That's how you do it. I'm telling you, this is implementation, otherwise you get full confused. Now read it. Archaeology, Paleolithic archaeology is concerned with the origins and development of early human culture between the first appearance of human beings and about 8000 BC. That's it. So this is what it is. So, and believed to have, between, as, here between this and about 8000 BCE, near the beginning of Holocene epoch, 11,700 years ago to the present. It is included in the time span as a collocation, not time date, time alteration of, time span of glacial epoch, an interval that lasts from to, lasts, that goes, that spans, that goes has to come. Pay more attention, many interpreting go. This is subject verb agreement grammar. Epoch, an interval is singular, an interval that goes, he eats, s has to come. Interval goes, not go, that goes, otherwise this is wrong. An interval lasting from, this spans from, this lasts from, an interval lasting from this to this. I think only this is little tricky for people. Pay more attention clearly and observe the things. Read it. You will definitely understand why the answer is between. Take your time. So it's concerned with between, believed to have, time span, lasting. And we have as. So 6 here, 4 there, 10 marks. Let's see how many of you have got 10 out of 10 in the first one. It's actually a simple one. Even if you get 9, it's fine, but getting 8 or 7 may have pushed you little away from 79. Even 65, 8 or 7 is fine. If you're getting 6 or 5, you're getting pushed away from scoring that 65. So this is the truth. This is the missing link. You know everything, but you fail to implement because of few of the things. Patience is not there. You just hurry up. You miss out the clues. You miss out the logic and lot many stuff. So lot to learn. We have 20 more questions, 20 more blanks, 4 more questions. So let's continue with the next set of questions. This is going to be a lengthy one. I'd given this probably some time back. I'm not sure how many of you have done it. So let's do this. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to add a timer of 4 minutes. Try doing it in less than 4 minutes, and then I'm going to explain you how to do it. This is pure context. Grammar that this will not work. You just need to understand it and try to implement it with a proper logic called common sense. Use your common sense, you will have the correct 7 out of 7 in here. I'm going to add a timer of 4 minutes. Let's start. Alright, I hope you have done it. Maybe it was a little tricky for some to do in less than 4 minutes, but I think it's fine. Let's understand how to do it. Dash travel cost. See, usually the first word of the sentence usually becomes a noun. Now rise, verb to rise, rose, He ate, he rose, verb. Risen is verb 3. ing can be a gerund. Running is good for you. Eating is good for you. Sleeping is also good for you. So when a sentence starts, it should be a noun. Ing can be a noun. This is the gerund rule. You know grammar, but still you would have written rise travel costs. It's rising travel costs. Have more people looking to book resort stays, luxury stays, quick stays, free stays. See, the previous line itself has the answer. Rising travel costs. When travel cost is going up, will you book a resort stay, luxury stay, quick stay? It's a free stay. Straightforward answer. And we will see probably in here, we look for the word free, somewhere the free word will be there. But definitely it's not resort or luxury stay, because rising travel costs have more people looking to book free stays via home and pet sitting sites. Traveling can be expensive, and a combination of high inflation and a global post-pandemic travel boom. That's a collocation. Travel is booming, travel boom. There is a travel boom post-COVID. Everyone wants to travel. Social media is inspiring us. Your friend is inspiring you through a social media post. Isn't it? Travel boom has caused costs from airfare to hotels to soar, means to go up, over the last few years. But as prices rise, globe trotters, means people who like to travel, are finding new ways to keep the cost down. What is that new way? Confidential ways. No, it's not a secret way. Surreal means peace. Abort means to stop. No meaning. It's inventive, means something unique, something novel. What is that? Not visiting destination dupes. No, not that. Couch surfing. No, not that. Which has been around for a decade now. Traveling via pet and house sitting sites is on the collocation. This is where you need to implement. Traveling via pet and house sitting sites is on the go. People are using them, is in the process, not on the process. Is on the elevation, is on the alleviation. Elevation is this, alleviation is to make, to reduce, that is alleviate, reduce the impact. Is on the rise, means it's rising, it's increasing. These are exchanges. I give you this, you give me that. No money involved. These are exchanges in which a visitor dash for. I look for a home. I search for a home. I care for a home. Unleash for a home. Unleashes means remove the chain. Unleashed. My inner being unleashed today. Looks and search is almost the same. Care is to look after, to take care. A visitor dash for a home with basic tasks such as watering the plant. Watering the plant is not looking for a home. You're watering the plant, is not searching for a home. You watering a plant means you're caring for a home. That means you go to a place and ask the owner, I will become your servant. Owner says, okay, then you can stay at my place. Not exactly servant. I do some tasks. In return, you give me a place to stay. Watering the plants, bringing in the mail, as well as typically the homeowners. Pets. You look after means you care for them. They are designed to be mutually beneficial to both those who need their home and animals looked after. I look after, I care for. Your animals are looked after. I'll go to a place and tell the owner, I will look after your animals. I will water the plant and each and everything. In return, you give me a place to stay. So it's obviously free stay, rising costs, travel boom, inventive way, is on the rise, care for, looked after, 7 marks. It's actually simple. This is implementation. You have lot of knowledge on grammar, collocations and everything, and this link is missing, this implementation part is missing, then most probably things will not fit in. This is like you have a lot of money, but you're keeping it in the bank. Invest them into right avenues. That is what implementation. This depends from question to question. The more questions you solve, the more mistakes you make, the more you understand, the more you become matured. And that's what we are striving to do in this video and throughout in our channel as well. So keep a track of the mistakes that you've done. So the next question is a continuation of this. Since the questions are so big, I'm not able to fit them into one screen. So I've gotten that in the next slide. 7 are done, 3 are there in the next slide. Let's finish it off. I'm gonna add a timer of, it's a very simple one, 1.5 minutes. Try doing it in 1.5 minutes. Post that, I'm gonna come back and show you how to do it. Let's start. All right, I really hope you have solved it. I think this one was little tricky. This one also people have gone wrong. Dash ends meet, make ends meet. Correct? I'm not able to make ends meet. So this was a collocation. The last one is a collocation. You don't need much logic. Make ends meet, meet ends meet. To make ends meet means you get the basic necessities, you work towards it. I need some money to make ends meet means I need the money to at least get the basic requirement of my life, food, shelter, clothing and all those things. So last one is very easy, it's make ends meet. These two we will see. The trend is booming, blah 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 blah, according to public relations 55% last year, dramatic rise, homestays, rise in home or pet sits. It makes sense. Airbnbs have gotten more expensive. Let's now come here. Dash efforts are being made to bring the prices down. So now whenever there is positivity, negativity, that means contrast. Airbnbs have become more expensive. The next is efforts are being made to get the prices down. This simple. Whenever there is a contrast, you have the word while. Pay more attention, please pay more attention. You have the word though. Though, although, even though are all the same. You have the word but. You have the word despite. And you have the word in spite of. Pay more attention. The word despite and in spite of, the minute or the moment you write, right after them, there would be only noun. But the word while, though will have noun, verb. What exactly I meant by this? Efforts are being made. There is a noun, verb. If it was despite, the answer would be Airbnbs have gotten more expensive despite the efforts. That's it. Despite the efforts that something something you start. You end this phrase at efforts only because you want to finish it off with a noun phrase. But the word though will have noun, verb. Pay more attention, it makes sense. Airbnbs have gotten more expensive despite the efforts, or though the efforts are being made to bring prices back down. So now the point is, you use it only when you have a noun phrase. You use it when you have noun and a verb. I went to school despite the fever. I went to school although I had fever. Hope you're getting it. So now though is used when you have noun and a verb. Despite is used when you have just a noun. Pay more attention, it's not that straightforward. I went out despite the rain. I went out though it is raining. Alright, and hotels seem to now getting more expensive despite or though the efforts are being made to bring prices back down. And hotels seem to keep tacking on. Tack on means add, add, add. That is tack on. Again, collocation, tack on the extra fees. Plus, many homeowners are struggling to survive, to make ends meet. Keep a track of the mistakes that you have done. We now successfully finished 20 marks. We have got another 2 more questions remaining to make it to 30 mark. Keep a track of the mistakes that you have done. With this, we are moving on to the next question. Now things little get difficult. So you have 1, 2, I think you have all 10 here. It's just one slide. I've been able to manage everything in one slide. Finish it off. I'm going to add a timer of 4 minutes. It's definitely possible to do it in less than 4 minutes. So let's finish it off and get it done and dusted. Beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. 4 minutes, ready. All right, I really hope you have done it. This is one of the finest questions where people go wrong in a couple of traps. Here the trap is there. Here the trap is there. Here the trap is there. Second one is a trap. These four, if you made mistakes, 100% you're gonna get probably less than 65 in the exam, because similar kind of traps will be there in the exam. The first one is the pure classic grammar approach method. One of the always leads to plural. You know it, but you forgot to implement. This is exactly what the missing link that I've been talking about since I started this video. One of the always leads to plural. Metals not metal, golds not gold, tracks or elements. Iron is an element, so it's one of the most abundant elements on earth. Iron, leave this, like I have been telling you, something of this sort will confuse you. Whenever there is a bracket or comma, just leave it. Iron dash give rise to entire civilizations. Iron is helped means someone is helping the iron. Iron help is wrong grammar. Iron helps. It's not he eats. So this is also wrong. Iron will help give entire civilizations are already started. So it's probably a past tense. This cannot be iron will help, which is a future projection. It has to be a past tense. Though the sentence is not that straightforward, some may argue in the comment section saying it should be rise, giving rise to, give rise to is also correct. Iron helped doing something, or iron helped give rise to something. Both are correct phrase, so iron helped is the correct answer. Purely based out of elimination method, where we proved is helped is wrong, help is wrong, will help is wrong. What is left out is helped. That has to be the correct answer. Iron helped give rise to entire civilizations and is the key ingredient in steel. Iron is the key ingredient in the steel. Now the next one is pure logic. The logical part of your brain should just work. Iron is the key ingredient in steel. Many of our modern structures would not be. This is iron, which is a major part of the steel. Dash. Many of our modern structures would not be decimated means killed, would not be destroyed. Iron will not destroy. Probably if iron was not there, the structure would not be standing. Many of the iron structures would not be standing. So here, using which or without which. So basically the third one you leave it empty, you do the fourth one, or third one you do and come to the fourth one and check. See here what people go wrong is, the answers can be using which or without which. One of them is the correct answer. Now you put using which and try, and then go back without which and try. Both of them will have a different answer for the fourth one. Which one suits the best as a pair? That's the answer. So it's like choose your lover, using which loves standing or without which loves standing, that you need to choose. So now let's go with a very simple logic. Let's start with using which. Is the key ingredient in steel, using which many of our modern structures would not be destroyed. See, no one is destroying something. All they are saying is if iron is not there, big buildings wouldn't be standing. It's a straightforward using which they would not be destroyed is wrong. It's without which many of our modern structures would not be standing. This is the correct pair. One is husband, one is wife. If you've chosen a different one, probably you have matched husband to a wrong wife. Husband is happy. All right. So we will continue a couple of planks and then we will wind up. So it's elements helped, without which would not be standing. The story of iron's origins, many of the people write metallurgical or avid, vivid. Avid, he's an avid reader, means he reads a lot. Oh, it's so vivid, means it's very clear. Many or the story of iron's origin is clear, makes perfect sense. But read next, begins with the element being born, explosion of stars, carbon, oxygen atoms, red giant. It's all talking about astronomy. So the story of iron's origin is astronomical. This is pure implementation. You read next, get the context and then decide, oh, it has to be astronomical. All you got to do is go to a medical shop and pop up the tablet called patience with some water and just say, dude, I'm going to come back to you in just a while. These people don't. They want the answer then and there itself, and that's where they get shut. Isn't it? So astronomical is the answer because the rest of the lines talk only about astronomy. There's no other better logic that can fit in. Astronomical, and it begins with the element being born. This is born from this. From the womb of a mother, not with or not in, not as or not since. It's quite logical. With the element being born from something. The stars exploded because of which someone born. He was born from the explosion of the stars. Straightforward. People think in. No, in is not fitting in. In is inside. By. The next is a classic example for those who really need 79. If you need 79, this has to be perfect. This is pure test of your aptitude, quantitative aptitude that's being tested in most of the interview questions, right? Something of this. By scientific dash. The logical part of your brain should invoke that curiosity to understand what is given. You need to read further, get a logic, have that logic fitting in, and then decide if this goes correct or not, because all the options given are very closely matching. Estimation, scientific rules, scientific people, scientific standards. By scientific dash, the origin of iron is one of the most violent processes that you can ever imagine. There is a standard. Science will set a standard. If this particular process matches this standard, for a process to be more violent, science will say this has to be the value. If this process matches this value, then it is the most violent process. This is the most beautiful process. That is a standard being set by science. It is not estimation. It is definitely not a rule. It is a standard that is set by science, that this should be the value if you want to be called the most violent process. If you want to consider yourself as the most violent process, then you should match this particular standard, this particular criteria. It is not rule, rather it is standard. Rule and standard comes very close. I'm sure many would have went with rule, but it is by scientific standards. That's a collocation as well. Not people. The origin of iron is one of the most violent processes ever imagined. Imagined is not there. That's a collocation. This is one of the violent processes you can imagine. You can is also not there. One of the most violent processes, imagine, wrong. One of the most violent processes imagines, wrong. One of the most violent processes has imagined. Processes has imagined means process has dimag, they have this brain and they are imagining. He has imagined, I have imagined. Processes has imagined, wrong. And processes have has to come. So what is left? Imaginable. This is by far the most violent processes imaginable. That's also correct. Or this is by far one of the most violent processes ever imagined. ED. Imagines is wrong as per English. Imaginable. A type of dash known as a red giant begins to dash. It's astronomy. It should not be code. Animal ecstasy means the source of happiness, great happiness. It's a giant, red giant called a star. A type of star known as a red giant begins to dash all of its helium into, oh, you have turned this into this, turn it around, turn this into this is a collocation. The answer for the last one lies 1 kilometer away from it. That means you need to walk all the way to understand it correctly. But people don't do that. They just begins to dash, begins to run and finish it off. Begins to chase, begins to hamper, begins to turn all this into carbon and oxygen items. When you read a bit further, will you understand? Turn into is a collocation, but this into is not sitting very close to it. It has become a little angry with this guy, so it's gone little further. You need to read a bit further to understand that it is turn into, which is a collocation. So answers are turn, star, imaginable, standards, from, astronomical, standing, without which, helped, elements. Keep a track of the mistakes that you have done. I really hope I have done justice to the time that you have spent. Really appreciate. I really hope you have ended it the way you have started, like I requested. 30 marks, I would really request every one of you who have finished this video to leave in the comment section as to how much marks you got. Based on that, I'm going to come back on the part 2 of this video and increase the difficulty or decrease the difficulty based on the scores that I see. But like I told you in the beginning, out of 30, I need minimum 26, not more than 4 mistakes if you need band 8. For a CLB 9, I would need minimum 28. For band 7 or 65, 21. For band 6.5, 58. I need 18 for band 6 or 50. I need minimum 15. If you're well within this range, maybe you're ready for the exam. You can take an official mock and see that 79 or 65, whatever your desired score is, and finish the exam. If you're well outside this range, then hold on for some time, boss. Things are different. Whatever you do here, same things will be reflected in the exam. So before we end, a gentle reminder to all those who have not finished the 6-hour full course video that I recently did it. People are commenting saying it's 24 karat gold. It has got all the information that it needs for one to get that reading, fill in the blank, reading, writing, fill in the blanks, to get that mastery over it. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Finish that and finish this as well. Fine guys, with this we'll park it here. Really appreciate the time. If you love the content, if you think it's informative, like, share and subscribe and leave your valuable comments in the comment section. This is Nakul, Nakul, signing off from SKILLS PTE Academic. Soon we'll be back. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Thanks much.